an attack on the parliament itself. Then think of it, had it been a poisonous one, what would have happened? So question of security, question of Home Department, serious one.
Okay.
Serious one. It's a threat to the democratic functioning itself.
The Parliament during the 0 hour, close to 1:02 p.m. and Shiv Sena UBT MP Arvind Sawant was also inside the Parliament premises when this intrusion took place, when the security breach took place. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for speaking to us. Want to hear from you on what really transpired in Lok Sabha earlier today.
See, the 0 hour business was in the running. And around 12 people must have spoken. I think Shashi Tharoor was speaking, demanding something during the 0 hours. I was sitting beside Dr. Ashwini ji and Mansukh Mandviya. And then suddenly I could see, because I was talking to them. So naturally my sight was towards the gallery. And I saw a young guy jump from the gallery, hang himself to the bar for a moment, and then jumped and started jumping from one bench to another, because during 0 hours the entire house is not present. No? So naturally there were few number of MPs were there and started jumping. By the time the other guy also jumped down, and then the MPs rushed to catch him up. They could catch him, and after catching him, while doing so, he removed his shoes. And after removing the shoes, when he was caught, suddenly the gas started coming.
Oh, so did you clearly see him pull out something?
It was giving some irritating sense, to the ears and eyes. Beg your pardon?
Did you see him pull out something
gas
from his shoe?
The other guy also did the same thing at the rear side. It's serious, sir. It's very serious. Even the attack, the very day, on 13th December 2001, the terrorists attacked on our parliament. But somehow they could not enter. Today it is the other way. They have entered. They may not be terrorists. They may be some other guys, maybe a terrorist, or whatever it may be. How could they enter in the house and do some such things? It's a breach of a security. It's a very serious lapse on the part of security. And the Honorable Home Minister must take it seriously. I mean, there is a serious accusation against him now, because he is in charge of the entire security.
Was there a sense?
How can you say that the security was correct and all those things?
Okay, Mr. Sawant, was there a sense
other guys were there
when this man jumped from the visitors' gallery? When he jumped from the visitors' gallery, was there a sense among some of the MPs that somebody's fallen off the visitor gallery? Also want to understand from you what really transpired after he started leaping across desks.
See, luckily,
and then he finally went for his shoe. Did you clearly see him pull out the canister of the shoe?
Yeah, his white color shoes were there in his leg. Look at him. He hanged himself for a moment. Then jumped. His face was towards the visitors' gallery. The back was towards the house, and he jumped down and then turned and started jumping from one bench to another bench. Suddenly he could not understand where to go, and when all MPs gathered together from all sides, and they caught him. They caught him. While doing so, he removed his shoes, because he held his shoes in his hands. He was holding the shoes in his hand. There must be some sand inside some shoes, and that the gas came out of it later on. He must have opened it, whatever the tube or whatever it may be. May not be. Had it been a poisonous gas, what would have happened? Had it been something else, explosive, what would have happened? Think of it very seriously. It is attack inside even then, that time also, they could not enter into the parliament with the weapons also in hand.
Can you tell us, Mr. Sawant, how many security staff members were present inside the parliament while these two men jumped in from the visitors' gallery? Because the Lok Sabha MPs did overpower the two intruders, but what happened thereafter?
The security, while entering into the house, as far as house is concerned, security is tight. They do not allow to enter into the lobby of the house also. This is a visitors' gallery, which is upstairs. The entry is from the upstairs, not from the house, Parliament House. And there we do not know what is the security, how much securities are there. They keep a watch because we have seen it with the old Lok Sabha house also. They are very careful. But these guys were sitting on the first bench. And the first bench immediately stood and hang himself and then jumped down. So the securities could not catch him immediately, but the MPs caught them. Both of them were caught by the MPs over there.
Okay. Mr. Sawant?
Who were president of the parliament.
Now, we are learning, and you can perhaps elaborate a little more, the protocols in the new Sansad. What really happens when a visitor wants to attend the proceedings? What is the kind of security arrangement in place? I believe it's a 5-layered security. So in case he's breached through 5 layers of security, this is big.
This is what the question. This is what is seriously. But then procedure is like that. So they have to take a recommendation from some of the other MPs. After giving the recommendation by the MP, they have to go to the visitors' lounge. There they give their details. A photo also is taken in the visitor lounge. And through visitor lounge, a pass is issued for them to go into the parliament. And then they can go, the time is given to them. The slot is being allotted. At 11 hours you will be there, you will be allowed. 11:30 you have to go out. The next batch will come inside. It is the routine procedure of the parliament. But while entering, again there is a meter dictator. This type of things which these guys have brought inside the house was rather surprising. How could could not trace it out? It's a powder form.
Well, while these questions remain unanswered, and we're really waiting for the probe agencies to come out with the final details. But there's also simultaneously another episode that unfolded, which is right outside the parliament, wherein smoke guns, smoke sticks were used outside the parliament as well, while all of this was going on inside. Do you suspect a link between the two? Have you been able to unearth something since you were there? What were the police saying? What were the security staff members saying?
The security staff is upstairs, madam. In the house, the security doesn't enter. There are some, you can say, some staff which is assisting us whenever we want some papers or we want some clarification. Security is not in the lobby. While entering at the gate of the itself, the security is there, where we sit inside. The security is tight upstairs where the gallery, visitors gallery is there. Try to understand that. It is isolated to thing. And that is
on your way out, upon this commotion, Mr. Sawant, could you figure out what happened outside the parliament? Because there was a little bit of an activity, a protest that took place outside as well.
Yeah. You see, again, when we came out of the parliament, we came to know that somebody has again agitated outside the parliament, so somewhere at the transport house also. So this must be an organized thing, I think. How could at the same time everybody is doing same thing? The same gas is being teared up everywhere they are doing it. So outside also 2-3 ladies has been caught. The other guy is also caught. He is also firing that gas over there. So we don't know what is that. I mean, it will come out of the investigation. Right now, to make comment on such thing is not a correct thing. They have been caught. Let the officials who are concerned give official statement and authorized statement. Authentic statement is required from both the things. Right now, primary statement has been given by the Honorable Speaker of the House. Let us wait for this. Who are these boys? How they came? From where they are? What was their demand? They did not shout anything inside the house. So we don't know what part they jumped inside.
Okay. You're telling us they didn't shout inside the house, because there are few MPs who've taken to social media to say that they did resort to some sort of sloganeering as well.
No, I have not heard any slogan from them. Because you can very well watch, some clippings are available with you. You can very well watch. He's jumping from one bench to another bench, trying to save himself and then want to run away. What is his intention? I don't know. He wanted to go towards the chair or whatever that may be. I don't know. But then he was caught in between. So the exact intentions, what more intentions you need when they do such things in the house? It's a serious lapse on the part of the government too and security too.
A few MPs, Mr. Sawant also spoke of how this could have been very dangerous. This could have been some sort of a dangerous gas which was emitting out of that canister. But the Lok Sabha Speaker so far has put, those fears to rest by saying that none of that is true. This was perhaps just some yellow-colored smoke. Is that right?
Yeah, I heard the statement given by the Honourable Speaker. It's not poisonous one. But then think of it, had it been a poisonous one, what would have happened? So question of security, question of Home Department, serious one.
Okay.
Serious one. It's a very serious.
And this is
as an attack on the Parliament itself.
And
Till date, nobody entered like this. There must have been incidents of jumping, but not inside the house with the gases and all. It's a threat to the democratic functioning itself.
And lastly, before I let you go, Mr. Sawant, from the time when they jumped from the visitors' lobby to finally them being pinned down by the MPs, what kind of a duration are we looking at? This was a matter of how many minutes or seconds, perhaps?
You can say, he was hanging for a minute, you can say, half a minute, and then jumped down. Then he started jumping another 1 or 2 minutes. Then he was caught.
Okay.
In between, so total 5 minutes, you can say.
Okay.
Maximum 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, everything has happened.
Okay. This helps us understand the situation much better. Many thanks, Mr. Sawant, for speaking to us here on Times Now.